So I've been taking more glycine lately through collagen supplementation, which I think people are not getting as much collagen as they should. It's a hypothesis that I've made after I've been also been doing a bunch of boxing in my life, especially after I got sick, and I noticed I could never train in the way I wanted, especially for something like boxing. You want to, it's high impact, it's high energy, and you just want to go as hard as possible to actually to to get your tank up, if you know what I mean. So your capacity gets bigger. And I could never do that because I just felt and I just knew, and this also happened, when I went too hard, I could still go on, right? But I knew that I would get injured, I would get a tendon injury, especially around my elbows. And this shit was just really annoying me. And then I found out about collagen, which helps massively for tendons. I think mainly through glycine. And these past couple of weeks, I've been taking more glycine through collagen, and it's having a lot of other benefits for me. For example, I tend to get into this stuck stress response. It's because of my genes, and I might be talking more about genes on this channel in the future because I think it could be at least a big part of how you heal yourself. It could be, it doesn't have to be. But it's definitely something that learned me a lot about myself. Because, in the past I always thought I get stressed easily. I won't lie about it. It's not because, and I thought it was just like, man, what's going on, right? Why can I just stop this? Why do I have this social anxiety? Why do I seem to like gambling, which has to do with dopamine and such? So these stress hormones are cleared by something called slow COMT, and and when you're it's excuse me they are cleared by something called COMT, and you can either be slow COMT or fast COMT. And when you're slow COMT, you clear these stress hormones and also dopamine less fast, and when you're fast COMT, you will clear them faster, right? And so I'm slow COMT, and that's why when I do get stressed, it takes me a long time to wind down. And when I was younger, especially in social situations, I was often anxious and stuff, just because I think my stress hormones was just through the roof, to be very honest. Anyway, ever since taking this glycine, because POMT runs on methylation, on SAMe, which is created through the methylation cycle. I won't go too deep into it this video, but in my case, I needed to stimulate methylation and the creation of SAMe enough so that I had fuel for the COMT enzyme to break down my stress hormones. But on the other side, you also have, when you're stimulating the methylation cycle and getting more SAMe, this SAMe can also be used to create dopamine, which will then later in the cycle turn into norepinephrine and epinephrine, which is your adrenaline. And that's something you do not want. So it's a very fine balance. It's an absolutely delicate balance that I instantly know when I'm overshooting it. And glycine, I later found out, seems to have a very positive benefit to having excess SAMe or excess methylation products in your system, because it can act like a sponge that will clear these methylation products that you're not using or you don't need. So it gives me a very clean baseline throughout the day. So those are just two positive effects I wanted to share with you. And I'm a person that also looks at the history of humans, for example, and it is so that we used to eat a lot more collagen. Like when we were hunting and stuff, we would maybe like shoot an animal, and we would basically use up everything of the animal. We would eat a lot of it, and we would use the skin, right, and such and such. And through this diet, we were actually getting loads of collagen. Which nowadays, I mean, you just go to the supermarket, you buy a chicken breast, and you're getting no collagen, right? And I think this evolution of the human species happened so incredibly quickly that we're missing out on a lot of the things that we used to have, and we're also damaged by a lot of the things we nowadays do have. For example, to just quickly speak about BPA's, right? So plastics, completely ruining our environment and also perhaps our health. And I don't know if you've seen the literature on this or like the videos on this, that these microplastics that you're consuming through food or through bottled water, which if you're drinking bottled water, I would honestly say you should probably stop that, because you're getting loads of microplastics for what, right? You could also get a water filter and you get clean water without the microplastics. Excuse me. Yeah. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you again.